Back, everybody. We're working here on the FruitWood spoon, and I've been calling it the FruitWood spoon. Really, it's a piece of a nectarine tree, and we got it whittled down to something about like this. I tell you, I think this is going to be more like a serving spoon. Anyway, this is the other half of the limb that this came from, and this is a piece of old nectarine tree, and it got clobbered by a wind gust back in July. Severe thunderstorm came up and stuff, and you see the various tools. We're going to use this Sloyd knife, detail knife, gouge, and two different sizes of hook knives, and that's pretty much what we use. And now and again, I'll use a Dremel or something like that, a coping saw. I got one of those moto saws from Dremel, and we'll use it, and then our little sanders and block sanders and stuff. But the biggest thing I have to deal with right now before we do any sanding is, you can see the crack here, and there's another one over there. So we'll have to do the glue and sawdust trick and let it set up for a bit, and then commence the sanding and stuff. And I mean, it's got a lot of heft to it. I mean, I could really make it a lot thinner, but yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool once it gets sanded down, smoothed up, and everything like that. Then put that food safe coloring on it and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm thinking that this thing is, more like you reach in a bowl and grab your baked beans and slap them on your plate. One of them kind of size of spoons. But that's where we're at, and so we'll go find us some sawdust, a little bit of wood glue, and patch them holes up. Okay, I have a bag of little sawdust here that I put in this bag, and I try to keep a little bit around, that way it'll be used for patching purposes and stuff. And then I use some Gorilla Wood Glue Ultimate, and what you do is you put a little bit of glue here, then you take a little pinch of sawdust and you smear it into the crack, and let it sit for, it'll be ready to go in a few minutes, but I usually let it sit for, half hour or something like that. Depends on how warm it is. Speaking of that, let me show you this. It is around 9:38 a.m. on the 14th of October. The current temperature is about 70 Fahrenheit, and it's supposed to get to about 75, 76 here in a little bit. And then about 5 hours from now, there's a cold front gonna rip through here, and I say rip through. It's not a violent thing, not storms or anything like that, but the temperatures are gonna drop about 40 degrees. You're gonna wake up tomorrow morning and it's gonna be 41 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit, and then all day tomorrow the temperatures will struggle to get out of the 50s. Right around 60 or so, and it's supposed to stay like that for the next, I don't know, 6-7 days, and warm up a little bit. But I'm sure, like a great many places in the United States, and definitely Canada and all that, the cold is not far off. It's knocking on the door. So like the neighbor was leaving on a big motorcycle there. And I hear sirens out in the distance, so something's going on. Alright. We got a little crack over here. Okay. Then I'll take a little pinch of our sawdust here. And I'll do that way it has the view of kind of like the wood around it, you know. Okay, we might need a little more glue over here on this side. Must have been a pretty bad wreck out there somewhere. I mean, I've been hearing sirens now for 10-15 minutes, man. Okay. Alright, you can see the hole, or the crack, is no longer visible. So we're just going to let that dry. And we'll come back to it in a few minutes. Alright, the glue has set up. And we'll take our sanding block and we'll start working on some of these high spots. Of course, we have our little mechanical sander thing in there, but I like to start out with these sanding blocks. And I mean, you can see the different parts of the tree. You can see that was like a limb that came in, a little twig. All right. The whiter areas was the main trunk. See? It'll take a good bit of sanding, but that's okay. Sanding is like, I think, my favorite part, man. As you get down there, you see a lot more detail in the grain, and the colors really start coming out. Alright, we're getting down there to a nice smooth surface and seeing what the other cracks might appear. I see a little minor one here. This little machine here does a pretty good job, man. When we get into the nooks and the crannies, you're going to have to use the sanding block and all of that. Okay, let's get a little bit more done. Well, welcome back. It is the morning after, and it is a very glorious 48 degrees Fahrenheit compared to yesterday's 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I love it. Love it. Okay. Working on the old spoon here, and been digging out the bowl just a little bit more, and sanding and stuff, and matter of preference, how far down you want to take it. I mean, you still got a bunch of meat in there. I guess the cracks that we patched yesterday held, looking good. Got a little tiny something look right there, but not too bad. It's got some really cool colors, man. Look at that. The grain. So, we'll do some sanding. Yeah, it's hard to believe that this came from an old damaged nectarine tree. There's the other half of it. I don't know what we'll do with this, but something. But once we get it all sanded down and stuff, and hard to believe we're all the way halfway through October. Like I said, temperatures radically dropped 30 something degrees, 35, something like that. I mean, 3 days ago it was 81, 82 degrees here. I don't think it's settled down. It's going to get stone cold quite yet, but this ain't too bad. I know a lot of people like that warmth, so I just don't happen to be one of them. And it gets down to a bit colder, we'll be able to break out the winter camping stuff and head on back over to the little parcel of woods over there and enjoy some hot tent camping. I really like these sanding blocks. You can apply a lot more pressure evenly on a larger area than just a piece of, sandpaper itself. And that little sanding machine I've got, it really hogs off the material. Okay. Spoon bowl's got some nice depth to it. It's just a matter of preference, how far you want to take things down and stuff, and you still got some meat if you really wanted to hollow it out. But I'm looking forward to maybe stopping right here and finish the sanding and see whether any more cracks develop, and then applying some stain to it and see what it looks like. Alright, let's take a look at this thing. I think the grain color is coming out right decent. I think we let it sit overnight. Let that color really settle in. It's really going to come out neat. Definitely see the outline of the transition from limb, main trunk, and various places where the twigs and stuff came in. See? Bing. Growth rings. Yeah. Really cool, man. Alright, well, I appreciate y'all watching this video, and I'm not sure exactly what we'll do next, but these spoons and stuff made from this old wood, just picked up off the ground and in the wood line here and damaged from the gardens and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. Alright, everybody, take care.